He is lying on his bed in the hospital. He is coughing in the ceiling, and he feels that he is living his last moments. A strip of his life passes in front of him, and he is filled with regret for his previous life, which he spent busy with things that are not of real importance. I have seen many movies that are similar to this scene, so I wonder, do we need to feel that we are a few steps away from death to realize that we did not really live our lives? Today's episode is titled, Do You Live Your Life or Run Away from It? What is escape from reality? What is escape from reality? When you are in a painful event or reality in your life, and you find yourself unable to face it or make a decision to avoid it, you run away. Some of us run away by sleeping for long hours, emotional eating, or by consuming social media and TV shows. Some of them choose to escape through emotional relationships and continue to move from one relationship to another. Others choose to be busy with work, and you may know this case. From the early morning hours to the late evening, one of us remains immersed in the issues of his daily work, in an atmosphere full of pressure and tension. He finds himself at the end of the day, exhausted, pulling himself to the bed, then asking himself while he closes his eyes, what is the result of my work this day? Am I still running in the same empty circle? Have I accomplished anything of the important things or advanced in their way? Or did I continue to keep myself busy running away from reality? It is difficult for a person to live as a victim of depression and psychological incapacity, so he seeks a solution, which is to escape from reality. In fact, we need this solution for a while, but the problem is when this becomes the dominant pattern of your life, to run away for weeks, months, and maybe years. Of course, the situation you are going through is painful and difficult to face, unless you escape from it. But escape will not solve anything. And here is this story. Mohammed Al-Qahtani has been suffering from depression since childhood. The story or the suffering started when I was in the first grade. I was in the reading class, and the teacher came in and put it in front of the book and told me to read. Of course, until then, I didn't feel that I had a problem. When I started reading, I started to read. I started reading again, and I came again, and he pushed me with his hand. Read. I read again, and I came, and he said, Stop, you are not useful. I discovered that I had a problem. I took my things and went to the end of the class. He could have continued to escape from this painful reality through isolation, but he decided to face it because of advice from a classmate. I faced the worst of fear. One morning, I stopped in the classroom and spoke in front of all the students. I went out the next day in the classroom, and I was very confident. I started talking, and 300 or 400 students all laughed at me. I went out and met the teacher. He said, Do you think you will be expelled from the first attempt? Come back tomorrow and try again. The scene repeated itself. He stands in the hall, he is laughing, the students laugh. But something different happened. The laughter became less, and he knew that he had found the solution. He continued to take advantage of every opportunity to deliver the speech. He joined the speech club, and his level was improving, so he qualified for the World Cup speech competition in America. And the result came. Please welcome to the stage, first place in our championship, Mohammed Qahtani. He won first place. He is still struggling with the problem, but he is able to deal with it and deal with it partially. If you are suffering from the problem of escaping from reality, I suggest you these steps. The first step is to admit that there is this problem in your life. To see it clearly, because you cannot solve what you do not see. By the way, it is easy to notice the symptoms of escape in the lives of others, but it is not easy to notice it on yourself. The second step in facing the problem of escaping from reality is to determine the cause of the desire to escape. It is often caused by two reasons. The first is the feeling that we are stuck and that there are no options to solve the problem we are facing. As happened with Mohammed Qahtani, who felt that he was only between two options. Either he talks and they make fun of him, or he stays silent and he is isolated. until his colleague guided him to a third solution that he did not know about before. Yes, your belief that there are limited options to solve your problem makes you feel that you are stuck. While certainly you will find in this world a person who has gone through the same problem as you and was able to overcome it. Just look for more and do not be embarrassed to ask for guidance from the experts. The second reason, which is one of the sources of the desire to escape from reality, is fear that drives us. Fear of the reaction of others, fear of change and making new decisions. Our society teaches us that. It is said, "Be patient with your madness, you will not get what you desire. Your life will freeze, you will not be satisfied with it, and you will not be able to take a step to change it. And you will see the days of your life slip through your hands without really living it." So to face this situation, write in a paper the following. I feel that I am stuck because of me. And start by listing the reasons. Do you feel that there are limited options to solve your problem? Or fear? Or what? Write your fears, count them as a list. You may be arrogant and say, I am not afraid. Okay, right, I'm worried about. Or I'm nervous about. Anxiety and stress are one of the forms of fear. The last step, ask yourself what you can do to solve your problem. Yes, take responsibility and take simple steps to overcome the problem. Do not think about making huge changes suddenly. The human soul resists the big change that comes suddenly. So take simple steps to increase it gradually. Notice that I talked about overcoming the problem, not solving it. Because not all conditions are completely solvable. Some of them need to be developed to live with it. That's why I gave the example of anxiety, as it is something that cannot be solved completely. But you can find a solution to live with it. Finally, do you know when you run away, you don't really run away from pain? You just take a few steps away from the problem. That problem may grow, and then double. And the greatest pain is when you reach the end of a station in your life. And you discover that you spent your life running away from life itself.